Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. And once again, we have more Kelli stories. This one's from user SnooMuffins9396. Kelli stories. You can't be mad at me. Kelli never wanted anyone to be mad or angry with her, with the exception of her immediate family. It took a while to see her pattern of behavior, but here's what was noticed. Kelli pisses off her best friend by getting really drunk at her party and starts harassing the guests. It turns into Kelli drives her car off the road into a cornfield. Her car just needed towing out of the field and Kelli had some bumps and bruises. You can't be mad at me. Kelli doesn't show up for her scheduled workday and manager is threatening to write her up or fire her. It turns into Kelli cuts herself while prepping veggies and has to go to the hospital for stitches. You can't be mad at me! Judy, Kelli's ex, is furious because Kelli isn't paying her share of the rent. This turns into Kelli getting into a bicycle accident and has to go to the hospital. Accident was Kelli's fault. Kelli has bruised ribs. You can't be mad at me! Judy, Kelli's ex, is really mad when Kelli leaves their apartment looking like a hurricane swept through during the day. It turns into Kelli drives under the influence and hits a tree. That turns into an ambulance ride, tickets issued, court date set, Kelli not severely injured but pretty banged up. You can't be mad at me. I am taking Grandma out to lunch and to run any errands she needs done. Kelli has invited herself along. Kelli doesn't like where Grandma and I have decided to eat and throws a temper tantrum in my car. I tell her, too bad, this is where Grandma wants to go. If you don't like it, get out and walk home. Kelli doubles down. I will, and then you'll be sorry if anything happens to me. Grandma says, make up your mind, Kelli, the light will be green soon. And Kelli jumps out of my car at a very busy intersection over 10 miles from home. This turns into Kelli walking all the way home as I refused to play her game. Kelli had blisters on her feet and a pretty righteous sunburn. But you can't be mad at me. Wrong, Kelli. I am done playing your games. Yeah, Kelli, everybody can be mad at you because you get into these situations out of your own doing. So it is absolutely your fault. And if in doing these things you harm other people or you inconvenience other people, then they have every single right to be mad at you. Kelli's excuse is similar to the one of, oh, I cheated while drunk, but it wasn't my fault because I was drunk. Of course it was your fault. Who told you to get drunk? That was your own decision, so anything that extends from your decision making is directly your fault. Owning up to your mistakes without excuses is something that is extremely admirable, at least to me. Now, let's move on to the next Kelli story. And if you want, you can say this with me. This one's from user SnooMuffins9396. Kelli stories. Sometimes we get even. Now, I have posted a lot of Kelli stories showcasing her entitled behavior. This one is a little different. I'm going to tell you about a few of the times my brother and I had karma on our side. My brother Kyle liked to skateboard when we were young. My brother even built ramps to jump over, small ones to start. And this is where Kelli comes into this story. He didn't mean for this to happen, but karma. Kyle asked Kelli if the wheels on his skateboard still spun while he was in the air, less than 1 foot off the ground. Kelli watches Kyle jump the ramp several times but can't tell if the wheels spin. Kyle asks her to lay down on the ground between the two ramps and see if she can see them spin. Kelli lays down and Kyle manually demonstrates that his skateboard would be nowhere near her, and Kelli is satisfied that this is safe. As Kyle walks back to his starting spot, Kelli moves one of the ramps so she can fit between them, and Kyle is unaware that his jump has been altered. Just a few inches that Kelli moved the ramp drastically changed how Kyle should have approached the ramp, and he landed on Kelli's face. Blood spewing from her nose, screams to be heard for blocks. Kelli runs into the house to tell on Kyle, which she does. But as Grandma is cleaning her up, Kelli tells the entire story. Grandma tells Kelli, sounds like this was your own fault, and why on earth would you lay down under a ramp? Now, quit your bawling, don't be such a gullible dope next time. Kyle did not get in trouble. Karma. Winters in the Midwest are pretty snowy and cold, but we get to ice skate and sled on the weekends. One Sunday afternoon, the three of us were feeling cooped up and begged to go sledding, but Mom said, "No, not today. I've got a lot to do around the house." Kyle tells Mom, "That's okay, we'll just play in the basement." Kyle comes up with a brilliant plan. Kyle finds a couple of boxes and we spend about 10 minutes cutting and taping them together into one large box. We are going to sled down the basement stairs. Genius! So we are loading our makeshift sled on the landing to the basement, smallest to largest, which means I'm in front, but I can't make the box move. Kyle suggests that Kelli and I trade places, which we do. As we are readjusting, Kyle whispers to me, "Once we start moving, duck down." I don't question him and we are ready for our pioneer trip. What you, my readers, don't know is that there was only 3 to 4 feet between the bottom of the stairs and the basement wall. Cement. Our trip was brief but glorious. Kelli flew out of the sled as soon as we hit the floor and slammed face first into the wall. Mom and Grandma were at the top of the stairs and in a flash start yelling about all the noise. When they see what we were attempting, Grandma says, "JC, we should have just let you go sledding." Kelli had a gushing bloody nose and had to stay upstairs for the rest of the day, while Kyle and I went outside to burn off our excess energy. We built snow forts and snowman. Great day for karma. The aftermath, Kelli never figured out that Kyle and I would gang up on her whenever we could, and Kyle always had my back and I had his. We only pulled this kind of stuff after Kelli was especially bratty, whiny, and demanding. We should have been doing this daily. Edit. We did not pick on Kelli every day. Kelli has a history of manipulating every situation so that she would not get blamed, in trouble, punished, you get it. For the record, I had 2 birthday parties growing up. Kelli had a party every year, and Kelli had to be allowed to invite her friends to my birthday, and she kept the gifts they brought. I don't like celebrating my birthday. She tried a similar tactic with Kyle, our brother. If I had a friend over to play, Kelli was ever present. We shared a room, and to Kelli, that meant she could wear any of my clothes whenever she wanted, and would take something I wanted to wear before I had the chance to get dressed that day. Kelli knew all my hiding spots and would often help herself to my money whenever she wanted. Opie, if this would have been the first post I read about Kelli, I would probably feel bad for Kelli considering you and your brother ganged up on her whenever you guys had the chance. But since I've read all of the other Kelli stories and I know what kind of person she is, that feeling goes away pretty quickly. Okay, now let's move on to the final Kelli story of the day. And of course you know, this one's from user SnooMuffins9396. Kelli stories. Kelli's choice. Kelli has had lots of problems. This story is about one of the times she was forced to accept responsibility. Sort of. At the time of this story, Kelli did not have a valid driver's license or a job. What she did have were a lot of really bad habits. Wink wink. Kelli either convinced someone to let her borrow their car or just helped herself to their keys. I never got a straight answer. Kelli got pulled over for questionable driving and failed the breathalyzer. She was taken for booking and had to spend the night in lockup. The following day, she was before a judge who was not buying her "I'm all alone, I have no family," and "Please, I just need to get some help." He gave her 3 choices. 1. Go to jail, not sure how long, but more than a weekend. 2. Be committed to the state mental hospital. Or 3. Be placed in a state-run nursing home until she is deemed a productive member of society. Kelli chose option 3. Kelli hated the nursing home. She called me to beg me to help her out. I asked, "Kelli, what do you expect me to do? If you want out, then you will go to jail or the mental hospital." Kelli wanted me to write a letter to the judge explaining her special circumstances. Not gonna happen. While in the nursing home, Kelli's social worker gets her connected with a charity that will help her get re-established once she is released. After Kelli has been a guest of the state for almost a year, this charity finds her a 1-bedroom apartment. They pay all associated costs, like security deposits. They also take Kelli out to let her pick out her furniture at their expense. Kelli is not thrilled with this because they take her to second-hand shops. Not only do they buy all her furniture, Kelli has absolutely nothing, They also stock her pantry and fridge. They purchase everything you would need to live: cookware, dishes, towels, shower curtains, etc. According to one of Kelli's friends, let's call him Mike, the friend amount is dwindling. Her new apartment is nice. It's a second-floor apartment with the landlady living on the main floor. It's in a quiet residential neighborhood and close to public transportation. Kelli can no longer have a driver's license. The first couple of months, things seem good. The charity is paying Kelli's rent and utilities, and she gets money from the state for food. Then I get a call from Mike. Mike tells me that Kelli's landlady called him. He's one of the emergency contacts, and the landlady is terrified. Seems Kelli has fallen deep this time. She has gotten involved with some disreputable people who sell pharmaceuticals, and Kelli owes them a lot of money. So what does Kelli do? She goes into hiding, couch surfing wherever she can, and leaving the poor landlady to deal with the thugs looking for Kelli. The aftermath. The state put Kelli into a state-run rehab program. The cute little apartment was trashed by Kelli and her friends. The nice landlady no longer rents apartments through any charity. The thugs, possibly still looking for their money. I don't get it. How can someone make so many terrible choices back to back? It's like she's doing it on purpose. She doesn't understand that she doesn't get any do-overs in life. It's just the one life, and if you F it up at every chance you get, then that's it, man. I really don't get it. What about you guys? Now that you've heard so many of the Kelli stories that I've read from OP, would you say that Kelli is like some sort of weird mutation from Kevin's? In case you don't know what a Kevin is, go check out the subreddit Stories About Kevin. Read a little bit and then you'll see what I mean. Also, you can tell me if you'd like me to read some stories about Kevin. But back to Kelli. To me, by now, Kelli seems to be some sort of Kevin squared or Kevin cubed even, like really Kevin amplified. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And so, we've reached the end of the video. I truly hope you liked it. If you did, leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe to reach our goal of 100,000 subscribers. Also, if you feel like chatting with others from this community, you can always join my Discord server and check out my subreddit. I'll leave the links in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video.